Greetings everyone, this is your friend SW over here, and today I will finally make a review on the game Rabbids Adventure Party, which is exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. And without further ado, let's get right into it. What is Rabbids Adventure Party? Rabbids Adventure Party is a game published by Ubisoft and developed by Ubisoft Chengdu exclusively for the Nintendo Switch family of systems. The game is based off the Chinese book Journey to the West, and it's a 4-player party game that puts the rabbits in the mythical realms of ancient China. What I will do here in this video is review every important aspect of the title. I understand that the story in a Rabbids title doesn't need to be groundbreaking or memorable, but I feel that the story here is quite fitting for the type of game this is. The game opens up with a neat reference to travel in time to make you understand the origin behind the time washing machine. Afterwards, we move on to the retelling of Journey to the West, in which an ancient god was having a conversation with the Monkey King, the Ogre, the Pig, and the Monk. Everything was fine until the rabbits appeared in their time washing machine to do their usual havoc and mayhem up to the point of dropping the books which hold the knowledge of the world. This god wasn't going to let this happen, so he decides to lock away the time washing machine, sending the rabbits to Earth and retrieve the books on a fantastic journey filled to the brim with dangers and tasks they have to complete to get the time washing machine back. The game consists of 2 modes. The Adventure mode. In this mode, you pick one of the many rabbits you get to choose from and play through a number of minigames and go through different places around China winning the books of knowledge until the end of the trail. In some places, you will encounter with a chance time in which you pick one of 3 roulettes that will start spinning after everyone has made their choice, and you have to stop it where you think it's safe in order to win, lose, or maintain the same level of books. The last minigame of the trail will always be some kind of boss battle, in which not only the amount of books you earn will be higher, but also the minigame will be tougher than the previous ones you played in your journey. Up to 4 players can hop on the journey and retrieve the books of knowledge from all kinds of deadly foes and perilous places. Something I would like to point out are the cutscenes that not only look good, but also that the art style is reminiscent of the paper-cut Z comic book series of the Rabbids. In free-play mode, you can play freely with the minigames the way your heart desires. You can play them and earn points individually or as a team of 2 players. You can play a series of randomly selected minigames, or simply pick how many you actually want to play. It's all based on total freedom of choice and adapted to any playstyle the players desire. This is perfect for those party-oriented sessions with friends and family. Something I forgot to mention, and that deserves a certain amount of praise, is the unique system of progression found in the game. Every time you play a minigame, no matter if you win or lose, the amount of points get converted into something I like to call rabbit points, which increases a bar. When it reaches a certain level, it unlocks something cool like new characters and minigames. You can unlock everything by simply having fun. You don't have to worry about how you play since you know you will always progress and unlock new goodies no matter what. This progression system is really innovative and has to return in future Rabbids party game titles. It increases the replay value in such a satisfying and natural way that it simply astounds me. Another thing I want to note out before I move on to the next point is that the game has an achievement system in which, by doing a series of tasks, like obtaining a perfect score or finishing a minigame with a certain speed, you obtain what I call relics, that are simply objects from that time that represent your talents while playing. They really don't add anything to the story or characters, and are simply aesthetic, but it is nice to obtain them. The minigames are very creative and fun. They never lose that ancient China aesthetic, despite doing stuff like eating jalapenos and balancing watermelons. Something worth noting is that some of these minigames are basically references to minigames of the original Rayman Raving Rabbids Trilogy, which I think is a brilliant homage to the beginning of these bunnies. The good thing about the minigames is that all of them use the Joy-Con in different ways. In some, you use the joystick and the buttons. In others, you have to move the Joy-Con in a specific way, and in others you simply use the gyro aiming to shoot or draw. This is exactly what the Switch needs right now. More games that use up the functions of the Joy-Cons to its fullest potential. The Rabbids have always been basically test toys for many capabilities of controllers and accessories of different electronic devices ever since their first appearance, and this is no exception. One thing I forgot to mention is how the way of playing each minigame is explained visually with some really nice drawings and animations of Rabbids. It certainly helps a lot to the players who cannot understand a set language, in this case, Chinese. The animations here are all fluid and bouncy. They look like a film made by Sony Pictures Animation. These beautiful, gorgeous, and wonderful animations bring so much life to the game. It gives each and every single part of this mythical world its own identity, and also gives every single one of these characters a unique personality that you can see by simply staring at the character select screen. It is so easy to simply stay in the menus looking at the imagery and hearing the beautiful music in the background when you first boot up the game. The Rabbids don't have a set style when it comes to music, since the most iconic soundtracks of the games have ranged from polka, Rabbids Go Home, to orchestra, Kingdom Hearts. Here we have music that utilize ancient Chinese instruments such as the banhu, the matoshi, the gehu, and the jinhu. And I gotta say, they nailed it with the soundtrack. The menus are simple and get directly to the point, but they have quite an appealing charm to them thanks to the art style that was chosen for what I'm calling the 2D Rabbids, as well as the color palette seen in the menu. Despite the praise I gave to the title, I have a pair of inconveniences with it. For starters, there is a lack of content from the beginning. And I'm not referring to the fact that you have to unlock everything, but that outside of the adventure and free play mode, there isn't much to do. It is especially frustrating that although playing with friends can boost the experience of these modes, the same doesn't happen when playing alone. Also, there is a lack of minigames compared to the previous titles, like the already mentioned Rayman Rabbids Trilogy. In that trilogy, we had over 50 distinct minigames, like in 2 and TV Party, while in the first one there was over 70. In Adventure Party, there are only 44 minigames, and some of them are just team player versions of said minigames. While the only major inconveniences I find in the title are both related to its content and really don't break the experience entirely, I personally think that this shouldn't be sold at the full price. Rabbids Adventure Party is certainly one of the best Rabbid titles ever made. Its beautiful graphics, fun gameplay, cute story, and wonderful controls just make it perfect for a night with friends and family who simply want to have an excellent time. It is certainly a step in the right direction for the franchise in terms of games after various experiments that clearly didn't work well. Sure, the game is in no way perfect, and it can certainly be better in some aspects, like the number of minigames, which is kind of low compared to the original trilogy, and the lack of more game modes, since it does feel like there is something missing. But knowing that updates are planned for the future, I know they will at least include stuff like new characters and game modes. I am looking forward for what other wonders can we get in terms of Rabbid game projects. Gladly, Ubisoft Chengdu is collaborating with Ubisoft Milan and Ubisoft Paris for Sparks of Hope, so their style may be seen there at least for a while. I'm very thankful to all of you for staying here. I hope we encounter another time, and in another video. I'll see you around, everyone. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, or night.